Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avataravarishthaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. The temple concept we were contemplating. Sri Ramakrishna is dwelling in a temple complex. Of all aspects of Hinduism in fully bloomed state. Because of his living presence, he has invoked the Divine Mother, the Radha Krishna temple, the Shiva temple, Vaishnava, Shakta, Shaiva, in which if you go out there is the Ganga. He's invoked the purity, the absolute purity of the Brahman to descend on the earth. By honoring and taking bath in it and purifying everything, a sinner comes and sits. He is sprinkled, the place is sprinkled to sanctify. So we see on the other side, Dvaita, Vishishtadvaita, Advaita Kutiya is there. Tantra, all aspects of Hinduism is surrounding him in the temple in fully bloomed state. Like a flower bloomed, and Sri Ramakrishna is sitting in the center, enjoying the presence of the Divine, radiating divinity, purity, and perfection in all directions. When we go to the temple, we have been seeing how we enter with divine thought, dissociating ourselves from day-to-day activities. As soon as evening, we have to detach from all concerns of the world, devote ourselves the rest of the time, especially the evenings and early mornings, the sunrise and sunset at the feet of the Divine. We are divine. We identify with the body and become the jivas. Otherwise, we are the supreme divinity. So, to remain in the divine awareness, at least when there is transformation of the day to night and night to day, it's a beautiful awareness. The nature helps and participates in transcending all our limitations. At that time, be free from. When you enter any temple, any time, see that you are detached, just like how you detach from the whole world when you sleep. While sleeping, you cannot carry anything of this world, any awareness, any experience. You have to leave everything. A thought of this world will not allow you to enter. Like this, when you enter the temple, detach yourself from family and all things and go alone, kevala. You may pray for your family, you may pray for your all dependents upon you, you may pray for your business, everything, but be yourself, alone, unattached to it. The things must go on. All the glory of the world is going to end one day. The story is going to end abruptly without any continuation. So don't detach. Today, a devotee had come, young, very young, and he told, my mother used to tell when we were children, while going to temples, when you go and pray in the shrine, see that your mind is empty. He used to think, how can mind be empty while praying? I have to pray. How can my mind be, my family, my this and that and my business, everything, my future, everything I have to pray. How can I empty the mind and pray? Now I am understanding little by little what is that emptiness of the mind. Emptiness of the mind doesn't mean you are empty of the all other contents of the world, but there are no intentions, there are no demands. It is just a presentation with unintentional. You are free from all things. I hold something and pray. I am attached to everything. I want enjoyment. All these things holding me and I am holding it. I go to the... Now I don't hold anything. I have a responsibility to discharge. I have duties to perform, but I am not holding anything. Formerly I used to hold and forget my duties and responsibilities. Such was my grip. Now, all released. I am doing my duties. I am taking the responsibilities. I am not shirking off. All things are there, but I am separate from that. I am praying. I know how to pray now, being free from all things. Now, this is how we detach when we go and look at the deity, where we trust, have faith, God is there in that image, in a special manifested form. Whoever comes there and prays with faith and love will be blessed with whatever he wants. That faith is awakened. That seeing that image, my faith is renovated each time. It gives me hope, it gives me love. Love, hope and faith. These go on increasing each other like a spiral. When I go, my faith increases. Now, after that, I am filled with some kind of peace. First peace is release from all things when I enter. Not holding anything, I am going. I am releasing, I may carry with me as not mine, yours. And when I go round, keeping the deity in my right, it's called pradakshina, dakshina vama. I am keeping the deity in the right, and I am at his left. One who is at the left must be taken care by the one who is at the right and left. Suppose I want to take care of child, I keep the child to my left. I cannot feed, I cannot take care. When I keep someone to my left, that means I am taking care, nothing to worry. So I keep myself at the left of and move around. This is my life journey. Through this wilderness of the world, I am moving about in this world. This is the pradakshina. And when I do the pradakshina, you have to take care of me. I have come to this world, I can't take care of myself. I don't know my past, I don't know my future, what is going to happen to me, what is present, that also I am not able to understand. You take care of me. This is how we move in the temple, round the deity. I offer, I surrender, I pray for protection, and what all I have to achieve in this life, you make me achieve. So how we have developed the whole thing, you see, all this. Then we sit in a corner and just offer our worship. And pray for the whole world, pray for all, because I am not separate from anyone. I was more attached to the world. I detach myself from the more I attach to myself. Even in many of the sadhakas and monastics also, we see people becoming slowly self-centered. They live for themselves. It's a kind of death-like. I'm separating from others. Is it a life at all? No, I must expand. There, when I go to the temple, I start praying for others. Just like I pray for my own children, or my own brothers and family, or the one whom I love most. Like that, I pray, I expand my mind to see everyone in me. I pray for all. And then this mental worship, these prayers, I do a little meditation to try to transcend my all limitations and go beyond. Then again I look at the deity and come out spending as much time as possible that I am in a different world, different dimension. I charge myself with spirituality, I charge myself with divinity, I divinize myself whole to face the world and move about freely without being affected by it. I insulate myself from the now world cannot touch me, world cannot tempt me, world cannot drag me. So this is the whole thing that we said. Then we saw in the earlier classes how the body is temple of God, the indweller, the antaryamin, and how temple is designed on the basis of human existence, like a man sleeping. All these aspects we saw. Just I am reminding you all that how the and one more thing we must remember is the temple will conduct now and then the Deepotsava, the lamps. At least once in a year they will do the Deepotsava. Everywhere it will be lighted. God in the center, whole temple and around, even the walls and roofs here, there, everything. Wherever there is place, there is a lamp around the temple, within the temple, around the temple. You will see the deity in the center and each lamp representing a Jivatman. Hundreds, lakhs of lamps are lit. We are all those lamps moving around and living around by the light of God. My light of my individual existence is the light of God. When we go to the shrine also, anytime you see a lamp burning, you remind, oh, that lamp is myself. I should stay. Thakur used to say, Ramakrishna used to say, that if the lamp puts off in Durga Puja, it brings something. Like that, I should not, I am the lamp. When you see the lamp in the temples, in olden temples and all, there will be a lamp. There is darkness. If lamp is gone, the whole thing is dark. God can never be seen. This lamp is the lamp of existence. This lamp is the lamp of discrimination, viveka. Lamp represents in the temple, lamp of I exist, I am. God is, I am, existential aspect of life. I can see in the Garbhagudi, the Garbhamandir, the innermost sanctum, sanctorium, will be always dark, especially in South India, because it represents the heart. I am not able to see. When the awareness of I exist, I have bodily existence and my eating, drinking and sleeping, this is what I do. Even after taking a spiritual life, I control my body, control my mind, I live for God. and hold on to this body and mind in some way. I do tapas, I am body, doing tapas for the body. At all times I am insisting that whatever I do, I am insisting, except calling on God, except feeling the presence of God. So, feeling presence of God is more important. There we sing bhajans, this, that and all. And this lamp represents that existence. God exists, I exist. And it represents the viveka, discrimination, lamp of discrimination. I understand this is poison, this is nectar. Each time you have to analyze, I am seeking this. Is it poison or nectar? Is this poison or nectar? Whatever leads me to God, whatever leads me to eternal freedom, to unending bliss and peace, this is Amrita. I am moving towards immortality, Amritatva, and whatever gives me enjoyments but binds me and gives me a lot of suffering, then it's called the poison. It's going to harm me. It's going to put me into the process of involution. Instead of evolution, I getting into involution. So this lamp is an important in front of the shrine. It is to be kept in the presence. I must live in the presence of God. The inner sanctum sanctorium in my heart, some amount of my awareness must be dwelling within, feeling the presence of God. So this lamp again represents the lamp that illumines all that exists other than God. When we say mano buddhi ahankara chittani naham, we forget that mana buddhi chitta ahankara are God alone. It is denial again to reach the ultimate, and when you come down, Sri Ramakrishna says, that is what I am again. The same material with which I denied and went. I wanted to go to the roof. When I went to the roof, I saw the same material with which the steps are made also, but the same material. The floor on which I was standing before went also was. Sarva, if Aham Brahmasmi is true, then Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma is also there. All this is Brahman, except Brahman nothing exists. I deny not because it's unreal, because I want to reach some other thing. Then when I come back, I again say, Mano Buddhi Ahankara Chittani Chaham. I am that. Naham becomes Chaham. I am that also. So everything gets changed. All these are temporary phases. So what illumines the lamp in the shrine, what illumines, it is illumining the whole world, everything around. All jivas are illumined by his tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. By his light, all things are lighted. We are able to perceive everything by his light. So this aspect we see in the temple, and we sit somewhere and just think peacefully, feel intimacy with God, and if possible, if time permits, you will sing a bhajan. These bhajans, name of God, doing repetition of God, and all this fills my awareness with God. Whole thing is centered in filling my awareness with the divine. Because awareness is going to guide my thoughts, feelings, actions, and then speech. So all these are just to fill. When I do sing a song, the thing, I am in separate, insulated place where I have nothing to do with the world and family, all these bondages. I've released myself and come inside the temple where there is safety. And then I am. So all this aspect is an important part. Light and lamps in the temple and Deepotsava that we perform. And some seeing the same Lord illumining everything, illumining every jiva, is present in every jiva. I can hate a quality, I cannot hate a person. He is bad, I cannot hate him because he is bad. His qualities of being bad I can hate and love that person independent of that quality. So when we go to the temple, we pray for all. This prayer makes me expand. So the whole thing we see, we move about in a divine awareness. I am fully charged to move about in the world, do all my activities without being affected by anything external. At the same time, my karmas are not going to form, bind me. This is the main thing we derive from our just a word. How then we saw the prasad that we take, how every cell of my body is built with that. And now the normal food, unoffered food, I say enjoyment like I am eating. The same nourishment I am giving to the body and in a different level. Otherwise I am feeding only body and some energy for mind and all that. Now I am feeding spirituality. I am awakening. Each time I eat a prasad, each I take charanamrita of the Lord, I am purifying. I am removing the rajas and tamas from my system. I am increasing the sattva. Sattva is very close to God. I get lot of peace. The moment I become sattvic in my nature, I will see that the moment I become sattvic in nature, I am filled with joy myself. I am fully self-content. I am joyful within. Nothing can bother me, including small differences in bodily conditions, because body is always subjected to karmic differences. Asti, Jayate, all these 6 transformations the body is undergoing, the diseases, then last, birth and death. All these are for the body. So it teaches me to live independent of body. Finally we see even the prasad that we take, through the whole thing is being rebuilt. My body is being rebuilt in a different. I need not do tapas. If I eat everything, or whatever I eat, I offer, take the name of God and eat as prasad. Then what I am going to do, Ghora tapas to purify this body, to demonize the body, it happens naturally without doing tapas. Tapas is done to get rid of, to bring the body and mind under control, to develop willpower. All these are. Now, the whole body is built in such a way, the thing which is unwanted cannot remain in it. So it is, and the prasad that I eat is and I cannot waste time now. At the same time, I don't have time to do spiritual practices, studies. From morning, getting up, till I go to bed, it's a continuous process of activity. Only in sleep, I am free from activity. Some activity or other I am engaged in, continuously unbroken. Where is the time to call on God or sit and do the spiritual practices? There won't be time. So every act must be converted. When there is no time, you need not grumble. Convert every action into a spiritual practice. Whatever you are doing, go on offering it to the divine. You are sweeping, offer that act to divine. You have kept me here, you have given me this work, I am doing it nicely. Take this. Before the activity, you will pray. During the activity, you will remember God. And most important part in life is to be in activity and keep the mind on God. There we separate our existence when we are engaged in work. Work is not an obstruction in spiritual life. Work is not an obstruction in studies. Work is not an obstruction in service activities. Work, if we don't know how to do work, the whole of Bhagavad Gita is work and war. Be in the field of. The most important part is to practice. Work is done by bodily existence. There is another part behind mind. Let the mind be repeating the name of God. Still behind is the intellect, buddhi. There is still behind is the heart that loves. Fill your heart with love for God. Fill your awareness with the presence of living presence of divine. Let the body and mind be working in the world. It doesn't harm. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna specifically mentions this. Those who are attached to work, don't disturb them. Na buddhi bedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. They are karma sangis. They are attached to work and activity. They want work. You cannot stop them and bring them and make them sit in a corner and make japa or meditation. No, they are karma sangis. Na buddhi bhedam janayet ajnanam karma sanginam. Joshaye sarva karmani vidvan yukta samacharan. Show them how to do that act as a worship unto God. Without forgetting, they are attached. If you separate them, they start becoming like a fish out of water. They are attached to her. So, the buddhi vedam, no, don't do this. This is actually harmful. More in japa and dhyana you have to do. Don't tell. Because they can't. Their nature, they have built up their nature, lives after lives, in such a way it is running. Now sitting in the meditation posture, he will be cooking, he will be plowing, he will be selling the something, you are going and buying something. All this he will be sitting, except God, all things he will be doing, except contemplating on God. Now for this also Sri Krishna says, when you are sitting, karmendriyani sanyamya ya aste manasasmaran. Then one who is sitting in meditation, withdrawing karmendriya and thinking of the world. Mithyachara sauchyate. It is called as mithyachara. It will not only bring no fruit, it will not only not bring any fruit, but also leads him to pit. He is going down and down. Karmendriyani sanyamya yahaste manasasmaran. In mind he is thinking of the word, sitting. Karmendriya alone he has withdrawn. What will he get? He'll start perishing. So such people, don't ask them to retire and sit for meditation or do studies or spiritual practices. They can't. Maximum if you force them, they'll start sleeping and you'll only hear in the prayer on snoring. Gurbus, gurbus. So you can't do. But show them how to do it. Vidvan yukta samacharan. Being yourself united, yukta samacharan. How to do it? Show it. Do yourself and show the action. That you are dividing yourself into three parts. Let mind be repeating the name of God. Let heart be loving God in love. And let the body and my limbs be working in this world. So this is the important part that we learn in temple when we go. How to act, how to live in this world. Because in temple we charge ourselves in such a way that I can remain in activity without being affected by the activity or any other things. No temptations, no harming. I am insulated from all external influences. Bad awarenesses, bad thoughts cannot appear in me. That's why we go to the temple. With this we will close the chapter about temple. Because it has no end. As we go deeper and deeper, we see more and more light coming out. But this much understanding about they are going to take prasad now. Narendra and others. That prasad has brought so much of prasad for us. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.